So welcome back to another video. I didn't really have plans on making a video on this today, but I bought the car. The sunroof wasn't working. You'd pull the switch back and the sunroof would jidder backwards and forwards as if it was trying to come up, but it couldn't. So what I've done today is I've oiled it and I've let it sit all day, and now it's 9 o'clock at night and I've decided to try it, and I've tried it and it now opens. It doesn't sound too healthy, but it doesn't close. So initially it did have an issue up with it, and I think it was just sticky rollers, and now I've oiled it, it's freed it all up and it's got another issue. So we might have to take the glass out because I think there's something restricting it in the runners. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm going to go with for now. So I'm going to go ahead, get the rear mounts off and see how the glass comes out, if needs be. So I've actually got it to shut. What I have to do is I have to take one of the runners off. It's only on by one bolt, but as we can see, at least I've got it shut for tonight. Don't have to tape it up or anything, but as we can see, that should slide nice and easy. And where it's been sat in the oil, it does, but where it goes back down to go back level with the other piece of glass, there's something restricting it. So at least I don't have to take the glass off. So this bit of trim needs to come out because this is where the runner runs in and out. So I need to take it apart and see what's blocking it. And I think I'm going to do the same for the other side, just to be safe. I've got our first piece of trim off. One of them was just lifted the boot open and you can get your pry tool right in the back, even though it broke. Got our first bolt out. So I think the rest of it is just on with clips, because there's no other nuts or bolts which you can see. I've got the first piece of trim off. Unfortunately, I did break the piece of plastic that's actually attached to the car. So that is meant to go on there, and the trim is meant to slide off. But there's that much stuff under there, I couldn't see the clip, so I just pulled it up in the end. And then that fell out and I realised it has to be slid out. So that's what we've got going on under here. This was also broke, as we can see, that's freshly broke. So there's still fresh plastic there without engine oil on. But the engine oil's been on it for a day or so and the crack is absolutely caked in oil. So that was already broke, I think. That was not to do with me. Here we have the actual runner. And it's now time to move on and get this piece of trim out. This one was a lot more self-explanatory. As we can see, we've got one there and one there. They're just covered by these plastic blanks. Pull them off and exposes our screws. So there's still one more screw which you can't gain access to. We've got 1, 2 and there's a third one here. No matter what position the glass is in, you can't get at it. So there's 2 screws here. I've got to go ahead and pull them out. Same again on this side, and our glass should come out. Got the front glass out, and this piece of trim. Undo the 3 screws, tilt it, push it in, and it pops out. But as we can see, there's nothing in there restricting it. But we do have a pebble in here, so that pebble might have been contributing to it. So I'm going to go ahead and give all this a clean and see if I can stick that back on. This is the before. Here we have the after. This is the finished product. My neighbour's jet washing the street at the minute, so you'll have to bear with me with the noise. Cleaned all around our seal. This bit's come up that nice. This is all clean. This rubber's nice and clean. And this is what I found on the other side. These are the boots for the roller. So one of these must have come off as well. That one's snapped. So this is where I'm up to. We've got our clips pulled out of there to be glued back on. That needs to be glued. It's all nice and tidy. And I have just ordered a set of these because they're knackered. They should pivot and they've seized. So what's happened is they've seized and they've not been able to pivot, and then they've broke apart then and left us with this. Not much more to do now until my parts get here. So I've just glued these back together. I only used a little dab of super glue. I'm going to put a little bit of Araldite on as well on the corners just to hold it in place. So they were bound to break. Gone ahead and glued them back on. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to save this one or not. I'm going to go ahead, just glue it back together. It doesn't hold any weight. It doesn't hold the weight of the glass because this sits on the other piece of plastic trim. Got all our trim repaired. Hopefully it holds up. Got a blob of Araldite on each corner. Same again on the other side. And this is the one that was really bad. Opened it all up, put some super glue in the crack, let it set, and then I went over it all from start to finish with a thin bead of super glue. And I've just knocked it down now, and it seems to be quite strong. The gap's consistent all the way up, so I think I've done an alright job on that. Considering it's not going to hold no weight, I think it should do the job nice. Parts have finally arrived and I'm not too impressed, to be honest. Come in a big rusty bag and the pins on them are all cockeyed. So I'm going to have to put them in for now, see how they go. I've got new boots. So let's go ahead and put our sunroof back together. I've given the gutters another going over. Nice and clean all the way. I've already done the other side and I found the easiest way is stick it under the window rubber. Get the first one on first and then continue to pull it back. And the last one should go on just like so. And for the back ones, these go on dead easy when they're not full of all sorts of debris. Put them on just behind the trim clip. As we can see, got half an inch there. Just going to go ahead and push the whole thing forward. Lovely jubbly. That's that one. So with our middle piece of trim on, we've got new hardware in here. And our final piece of trim just goes on dead easy. Lay it on top. Line it up with the V-roll. Have to be dead gentle with that one because that's the one we repaired, but it's in there nice and good. But it seems to be sturdy enough. Now time to put our runners in. I've just given them a little go with some WD-40. Stick them in the groove. So I've got them stuck in the groove, as we can see. You just feed in. And that's what we should have been doing. But because the boots had seized, you weren't able to swivel. So that's why it weren't going up and down. But now that they're all been replaced, they can spin freely. And it's got no problems going up and down. So I've got the sunroof open all the way. That's then brought the two motorised runners out. I've placed the glass on top, connected it to these, and as we can see, give everything a good lube up. All I've used is this mountain bike lubricant. It's nice and thick, and it's not going to go running everywhere and start attracting loads of dirt. I've not used grease or anything like that because that's just gonna encourage problems. So I think every time I wash it, I'll put a dab of lubricant in here. Doesn't need anything more. So with the actual channels lubricated and our runners lubricated, we're going to lubricate the rubber bushes which failed on the original ones. So we're just going to put a dollop there, that'll run down into the rubber, and another dollop there. I've done the same again on the other side. Let's shut it all away. Lovely. Let's just check the positions of it. Well, I'm glad there's no electrical work involved. And these aluminium runners, it doesn't look like it's been working for a long time. Because it looks brand new in there. It looks like it's only ever been greased once by the factory. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a dab of lube on here as well. So we're just going to spread that lube now, as we can see. There's just the odd dollop here and there. Right, I'm just going to see if it's watertight now. These are all in there nice and firm. The broken trim clip which came off is held up. These ones which pop in have held up. Better than the day it came out the factory. So that's going to bring us to the end of the video. Got the sunroof completely installed now. Back to the way it was. Sun visor still works. Battery's a bit flat, so I'll go and start it because the electrics are a bit sluggish. Only just got it. Seems to sound okay, it functions as it should. So that's another issue. I didn't really know about that, but that's another issue crossed off the list. Thanks for watching. Of course, leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Another little sneak peek of what's to come. I've got a test patch of 35% tint on the front window, and I quite like the outcome of it. That's the legal limit. So I'm going to go ahead and do the front windows and this. And make sure you subscribe to keep up to date on the Megane.